Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Jolene, and I'm the author of the Glorium Sea series, the Moonrise Beach series, and the new Heartbreaker series. So in today's video, I'm going to do a review of all of my February currently ink pens. So I do have all of them in here. This is just a Eurolico pouch, and I actually have my ink journal here where I write all my notes in. So this is a Hobonichi cover. I have my ink journal in here. This is an A6 blank Midori journal, and I have my February currently ink swatches and pens here listed. I actually put a few of the stickers that I use in my journals in here, so these are just like leftover stickers, so I can kind of remember like why I chose these colors, because I like to choose them to kind of complement or match the kits from my shop. So on the other side here, I have just made some notes on the pen or ink combination, and I kind of rate it out of 5. So let me first get started, and I'll also show you my journals, because I think it's kind of helpful when you see the journals like filled in, so you can also kind of get an idea of how they performed. So I'm gonna show you the different pens. So if you missed my currently ink, you guys can check out my currently inked pen video. I'm gonna start off with the first one, which was Momo. So this is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim Momo. I have the medium nib, and inside I have Pilot Iroshizuku Cosmos, which is actually a discontinued ink. So for this one, I said it was such a dreamy pen. I love the color of this body. I think it's just so pretty. I kind of like it more when Sailor just keeps the pen and the finials like all one color. Lately they've been kind of changing it up with different colors, and I think it's cute sometimes, but I don't know, maybe I'm just like a really plain person, but I like the simple like one color look. So I really like this one. I also have realized that I really like the medium nib. I actually prefer it over the medium fine. I have quite a few medium fines though, so I think going forward, if I'm purchasing a new Sailor pen, I'm probably going to go with a medium from now on. As for the ink, I really like Cosmos. I kind of wish that they didn't discontinue it. I thought it was a beautiful color. I know pink is not like a super popular color. I think that's probably why they discontinued it. But yeah, I think it's nice. I went with a whole pink theme as it was Valentine's Day for February, and I really, really like it. I use that in my Passport TN, so that's my daily journal. And as I have completed my inserts, I will do a flip through of it, but this is kind of how it looked like. I can kind of show you some of the pages. I used a lined insert for the first time in the Passport size, and I quite like it. It makes my writing like a little bit bigger though, because it's more spaced out. But yeah, I do really like it. So if you want to see a more detailed flip, I will definitely film one for you. But yeah, I used the Rose Garden collection, the sticker kit from my shop, and I thought the pen and ink combo matched it quite nicely. So I enjoyed using that one. That one gets a 5 out of 5 for me. The next pen that I have here is a Lamy Safari. This is the color Light Rose. I got it in the medium nib, and again, I have another Pilot Iroshizuku ink in here. This is Hana Ikaida. So this is more of a kind of like softer corally pink. For some reason, I kind of struggled with this pen, and actually, now that I recall my January ink pens, the other Lamy Safari that I used, the Cozy Cream with the medium nib, also gave me problems. So I'm thinking, you know, like it might be the pen that's giving me problems, not actually the ink, because the ink I have used in the past with other pens and I haven't had problems. But for some reason with this one, I had slight feathering and ghosting issues in my TN. I'm not sure why. The color also seems a little bit brighter on the white paper as opposed to the cream. So for example, this journal right here is the MD paper, and this has cream paper, but the insert that I used is a white dot grid, or sorry, rather, it's just a regular grid. And as you guys can see here, I have quite a bit of feathering on this side with the pen. There's a little bit of ghosting through the pages, and it kind of transferred because it didn't dry quick enough. So that is something that I've noticed. From here, I can see that it seems more lighter. And then on the white paper, it seems a little bit brighter. So I'm not sure why that was the case, but I didn't really like combo, so I'm probably not gonna do that one again. But the color itself of the ink is quite nice, so I'm probably just gonna give this one like a 3 out of 5 because I like the ink, but I'm not a huge fan of maybe this nib. I don't know, because the last two, like I said, Lamys have not been working out so well for me. So maybe it's just the Lamy Safaris that I'm not vibing with so well. Okay, so now let's move on to my two Kawecos. I have two Hello Kitty ones here. Let's go with this one first. This is the Aluminum Sport with the Hello Kitty. So this is the color pink, and I have it in a fine nib. In here, I have another Pilot Irishizuku Susuchi ink. So this one is another one of the inks that have been discontinued. This one's more of like a berry pink color. So I love this color. I am so glad that I purchased the full size of the ink bottle before it was discontinued. It's quite a bright color, but I think it complemented the sticker kit that I used quite nicely, so I am pretty obsessed with it. And then also on top of that, I put it in this beautiful pen. I like the weight of the aluminum, so it was wonderful to write with. The fine nib is perfect also on this pen, and I really enjoyed this combo. I used it in my standard size TN here, just to journal a little bit about some of the highlights, so you can kind of see how that turned out. I like to use these stickers again from my shop, and then I stamped like some of the headers, and then I wrote with the pen, and I really like it. Like I said, it's kind of like a more like berry color, so I thought it turned out quite nicely. It's not an exact match with the stickers, but I felt like it still kind of went together quite nicely. So yeah, this one will get a 5 out of 5 because I loved everything about it. So I really enjoyed this one. Let's move on to the other Kaweco. So this one is also another Hello Kitty collaboration, but this is just a regular line. This one is called Moonlit Pink, and I have this in a fine nib. So with this pen, I have inked up Diamine Hope Pink, which I would say is probably the most like true to color, like standard pink color. And I have used this ink in the past with some of my other pink pens like this one, and I really loved it. However, I don't know what it was with this nib, because this one's also a fine, and I didn't have any issues with the AL Sport version, but for this one I had a lot of skipping with this pen. I used it in my reading journal, and I just found that it was skipping a lot. The writing was just not coming out as nice and crisp as I would like it. It's kind of dry in a way, so I'm not sure why. Maybe I need to put this ink in a medium nib and it'll perform better, because I know that I used it in this before, which has a medium nib, and it flowed quite nicely. A great wet writer, but this one with the fine, it was kind of scratchy, and yeah, it just didn't work out as nice as I thought. So I gave that one a 3 out of 5, and I can show you my reading journal to kind of show you what I mean about it. So this is how it turned out. I used this pen, and in the beginning I felt like it was fine, but as I continued to write out my book reviews in my reading journal, I just felt like it was not coming out as nice. You can kind of see where I had to go over it a few times because it was starting to skip. So that is something that I noticed with this pen that I didn't really like. I do have another one that I purchased at the same time, the purple one. So I'm curious to see if that nib will have an issue. Sometimes I find that the fine nibs from Kaweco are like hit and miss. Some of them are fine, like this one, but this one's kind of giving me issues. Maybe I need to pair it with a more wetter ink. So we'll try that for maybe a different month. But in terms of the color, Hope Pink from Diamine, I really like it. I thought that it complemented the Rose Garden collection that I used to decorate my pages. So I have used the decorative kit on transparent matte for this, and I really like how it turned out. Really pretty. So yeah, you can see I went for lots of florals and pink for February. And then I did use this color. This was for my standard size TN again, but I used it in my weekly journal. So that's where I print out pictures and things like that. I love this ink. It's Pilot Irishizuku Yamabudo. It's one of my favorite colors, but I felt like it didn't really go well with the sticker kit that I used. So I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. I used a kit from Lauren Phelps Design. It came in the advent box that I did with her, and so I wanted to use it in my journal, and I felt like because her stickers are kind of small and they're on like washi paper, you couldn't really see the details. So I found that matching an ink to the kit was a little hard. So in some ways I kind of wish that I chose a different ink and pen combo for this journal, but I think it's fine. Maybe you can't even tell if I didn't even like mention it, but this is how it turned out. I really enjoy this combo. It's not my favorite, so that's why I gave it 4 out of 5. I love the pen body, but I do find that my nib always gets kind of stained and dirty quite easily. I'm not sure why. I always wipe it, and I always clean this part here, but it always seems to get stained quite easily. I'm not sure if it's because of this ink, but that is something that I've noticed. It's always like in the cap. It kind of leaks a bit. That is something that I've been having issues with this particular pen. This one is a medium fine nib. So like I said, I definitely prefer the medium nibs now, but I do have a few of the Sailors that I purchased like in my early days that have the medium fine nib, but perhaps next time I'll get it in a medium. So that one gets a 4 out of 5 for me. And then towards the end of the month, I added a couple of black inks because I got them in February. So I did get the Pilot Kakuno. This is the Madarome Pink, and I have it in the fine nib. And in here, I just have the cartridge that it came with, and I actually really like it. I did get a new planner in the month of February. This is it right here. It is the A5 Take a Note planner, and I did use this pen in here for the first couple of weeks. I did some back planning, and I really enjoy this pen, probably more than I thought I would, because it is a more affordable pen. So I thought I would just get it because it was cheap, but honestly, I think this is one of the best beginner friendly pens out there. So if you want to get into fountain pens but don't want to spend a lot of money, I would recommend getting the Pilot Kakuno, especially in the fine nib. It is such a smooth writer. I feel like the grip of it is really nice, and I really like the nib as well. It has a little smiley face on it as well, and I find that my handwriting looks really, really nice when I use this pen. So overall, I was really, really happy with this. It's great for everyday planning, so that's what I did use for back planning a lot of January because I just got this. This is actually the first week that I'm using this new planner, but I did notice that on this particular paper, which is Tomoe River paper, that the ink does smudge a little bit if you don't wait for it to dry. So I think I have a few instances in here where it kind of smudged because I didn't wait. long enough. So that is something that I've noticed with this particular ink, which is the cartridge that I use. I had to wait a little bit. So you can see some smudging on these pages here using this pen. But overall, I think it's a great pen. It works on a lot of different paper too, so that's really nice. And then lastly, I do have my beloved Pilot Decimo. This is the Vanishing Point in the Champagne Pink. This is one of my favorite pens. In the month of February, I actually had a medium 18 karat gold nib in here, and I did use the Pilot black ink, but I felt like the nib was a little bit too thick for me to use for everyday writing. I probably would like it better if I used it as like a header instead. Also, I noticed a bit of an issue with my medium nib. When I'm writing, I find that it kind of squeaks a little bit. Sometimes if you hear me writing, you can kind of hear it if I'm like really quiet. So that is something that I found to be a little bit odd. Let me know if that has happened to you with your Pilot 18 karat gold nibs, because I have actually switched it out for March already, and I put my fine nib, which didn't have that squeaky sound, but now that I put it in this body, I kind of noticed that it's also squeaking as well. So yeah, let me know. I don't know if it's a problem with the nib itself or if it's the body. I'm not sure, because regardless of what size nib I put in here, medium or fine, in this body I find that I always get that squeaky noise when I write. So I'm not sure why that's happening. I do have another Pilot Decimo body that's in the white pearl, and I don't seem to have that issue. So I don't know. Let me know if that has happened to you, and if you know any solutions, please leave them down below, because it's not like a deal breaker, but it kind of annoys me a little bit. So yeah. Anyways, I love this pen though. I have inked it up again for March so I can use it in my work planner. So those are all the pens. I actually inked up quite a lot. So 2 black pens here for February, and then my 2 Kawecos. I have 2 Sailors, and then the 1 Lamy Safari. So some of these are still actually quite full. I probably could get a few more journal entries with some of these. So I do need to continue using them. What's great is that they last a really long time. I think out of all of these, I only had to refill this one, which is the Pro Gear Slim Winter Rain with the Yamabudo Pilot ink. So that is everything that I want to share with you guys in today's video. I'm going to be filming my March Currently Inked next, so that will be a video that will be coming soon. If you guys are interested in any of these fountain pens or the inks, I will leave a link to it down below. I will also provide a link to my shop where you guys can check out all of the journaling stickers that I used in my journals and planners. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!